And then we come to number 6, which is, oh, it's actually number 7 because I put number 7 right at the beginning. So it's number 7 is, don't tell us about the weather. Any idea what that means?
Yeah, negatives.
No. No. How many of you have seen this? Oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely to be here today. I'm really thrilled about listening. Isn't it such an awful day outside? I'm sure you'd rather be inside here today listening to me, boring you the pants off you. Yeah, I've just been outside. I don't need to know what the weather's like. Give us something of value. Don't tell us what we already know. We don't want to know. You're here to bore us. We want to be excited about what you're going to say. We want good information right starting off at the beginning. If you give us good information right at the beginning, we're more likely to listen. Tell us that you're going to bore us, and we're likely to switch off. So make your opening impactful. Make sure it works. Number 8. I always come prepared. I know some of you think it's too early in the morning, but number 8. The most powerful thing that you can use in your speeches is stories. But don't steal somebody else's stories. There's some great stories out there, and how many speakers have you heard? They talk about the same stories. They talk about the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, how he failed so many times. Have you heard about Edison and making the light bulb, and he did it 10,000 times, and how he failed, but he only needed to succeed once. Great stories, but you know what? Most of us have heard the greatest source of stories that are most interesting to your audience are your stories. And that doesn't mean to say you have to have climbed Everest. Every little snippet in your life can be a story. You can think, well, how can I use that? Start collecting stories so as you can make your speeches interesting. Create a story file. And number 9 is, number 9 is, sorry, getting a bit lost here. Never apologize. Never, ever apologize. You see, the problem is that when you apologize, you highlight that somewhere you made a mistake. I was giving a speech some time ago, and I completely forgot my place. And I paused for 15 seconds. I didn't apologize. Now, what was interesting was that somebody came up. How did I know it was 15 seconds? Because I couldn't time it when I was up there. Because I'd recorded it. And I was amazed to find it was 15 seconds. Somebody came up to me and said, wow, that was such an important moment. I could see that you were getting a little bit emotional. And that was really powerful. No, I forgot the place! I forgot the place. So never, ever apologize, because you simply highlight the fact that you've made a mistake. And tip number 10, if your throat, or even your throat, goes dry, it's never too early for some apple juice. How many of you thought I was a lush? I would like to now open it up to just for some questions. I'm just at 9 minutes 51 seconds, so we can have a couple of questions I think we've got time for, because I know we need to get on to the one-to-one. So I'll have time for 2 questions, if anybody's got any questions. If not, then we can get on with the one-to-ones. All right.
You have a great speaking voice. Because
I'm tiny.
Almost at a higher pitch, and I mean, what is interesting when one does go to these meetings, that some people almost have an inability to raise their voice. How do you do that?
In terms of projecting your voice, you look to the back of the room and you speak to the back of the room. So you actually, as if I'm going to speak to the people at the back of the room. And that way you'll actually automatically project your voice. So you do that. If you're having a problem being understood, in other words, if you've got, the higher the pitch your voice, the more difficult it is to understand you. My grandfather was quite deaf in later years, and my mother would like shout at him, you know, I should get louder and louder and louder, and it was really screechy, whereas my brother would just lower his voice, and that way they could hear. So lower your voice. I don't know if you ever remember Margaret Thatcher when she first became party leader. She had a really screechy voice. She was taught to lower her voice. No, I'm not going to make any further comment on that. So yeah, so just lower your voice and project to the back of the room. Okay, if that's the last, then I do actually have an 11th, a bonus one. And it's never end with a question and answer session. Because you don't want to leave your audience with the last thing that somebody asked you. You want to leave the audience with the message that you have. I have, and it's not a sales pitch, but I have lots of free information. If any of you'd like that, just pass me your business card before I leave here, and I'll send you a link out to it, and you can decide whether you want to sign up for it, subscribe for it, whatever. But I'm Jim Davidson from Speaking Expert, and I help business leaders and entrepreneurs become great speakers that they think they already are.